herd of sheep led by a lion would be more effective than a herd of lions led by a sheep. Why? Because everything rises and falls with leadership. Even inside your homes, your children, they watch how you deal with certain things. They watch how wives talk to the husband, how husband talk to their wives. They watch these relationships, and then when they get older, they do things what they seen done. My father, as I often say, he told me don't smoke, but he was smoking. Children emulate us. And that's why, my brothers and sisters, we have to be so committed to our commitment that we gave to God, that we are not trying to just do things that feel good. We don't do things that because emotional, because this is how I feel. This is greater than just your life. This is greater than just your comfort zone. This is greater than just your emotions. We're building a next generation of people, and we know that this generation that exists right now lack leadership. We look at the video that was circulating on Facebook. I was in Jamaica and I saw this video. The guy's in prison. They're already in prison, already serving time. But these brothers, because of lack of vision, because there's no real leader, they decide that they can put a video there with them packaging and rolling dope with a cell phone in jail. How stupid can you be? The Bible says that we are counted as sheep being led to the slaughter. Watch it now. Watch it. Watch it. Because I misinterpreted this for years. I thought that Jesus was saying that we are sheep. He said we are counted. In other words, people see us as sheep. But then he said, no, you are more than conquerors through Christ who strengthened you. What he was really saying, if you follow the ultimate leader, then you will be a conqueror. But if you follow sheep, you'll only do what the sheep do. A sheep don't see. The sheep listen. So what they do is they put a bell around the leader of the sheep. The other sheep, they listen for that bell. So if one sheep walk over the cliff and they hear this ding, 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 ding going on, they walking over the cliff too. Because that's a sheep mentality. But Jesus didn't give us a sheep mentality. God referred to himself as two animals. One is a lion, one is an eagle. When I understood this, I changed my motto. My motto in life is this, that if you throw me to the wolves, I can come back leading the pack. I never was no follower. I was always a leader. My mama used to tell me about keeping bad company, but I never kept no bad company that was keeping me. Stop being with them fellas. Little did she know, I was not with those fellas. They was with me. I make no apologies, my brothers and sisters, that I've never been a good follower. Even though I understand that you have to be a good follower to become a good leader. As I said before, God identified himself with two animals, the lion and the eagle. I want to focus a little bit on the lion before we wrap up. When I understand this, I began to study the lion myself. Both the lion and the eagles are kings of their domain. They're both kings. They are who they are, and they make no apology or ask anybody's permission to be who they are. Today in our country, we want people to act like sheep. When the shepherd say go, or when the sheep ring the bell, they go. But that's not how the lion act. The two of these species function based upon the attitude that they have. Attitude is the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. Let me say that again. Attitude is the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. It's impossible for you to act in a way that's inconsistent with the way you think. And it's impossible for you to feel in a way that you don't act. The Bible says that as a man thinketh, so is he. So our problem in the action that we exhibiting is based upon the level of thinking that we have. Your attitude, the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel will determine your altitude. If you don't think you can, guess what? You'll never be able to do it. Achievements, possibilities belong to those who think that they can. The lion is not the strongest, nor the tallest, nor the biggest animal in the jungle. Yet he demands respect. He does not spend all day worrying about what people say, what people think about him. He does not care about those who don't like him or those who hating on him. But if you get time to be sitting down worrying about who don't like you and who hate you, you ain't got nothing to do. I'm so busy trying to get my own thoughts together. You think I got time to worry about what you thinking? The lion knows who he was created to be. And he is committed to becoming that. And this, my brothers and sisters, is what shapes his attitude. In other words, the lion decides his own belief system. He don't go based upon what everybody else say. Even though he is not as big and strong as the elephant, or tall as the giraffe, or even fast like the hyena, or smart like the snake, his attitude makes him superior inasmuch that he is known as the king of the animal kingdom. And when these animals see him, they automatically become fearful. But what I'm merely suggesting is that the lion knows who he is and he shapes his attitude. And this is what is responsible for the way he thinks, the way he acts, and the way he feels. I've heard people say that I believe that this world is built around me. I noticed that the only people who would say this to me were the people who I refuse to march their beat. If Adam had not marched the Eve's beat, he would not have allowed the serpent to manipulate him and bring damnation on the entire earth. When you're a lion, you don't worry about people's opinion because you understand that another person's opinion about you does not have to become your reality. The truth of the matter is that God gave Adam a space to manage, to rule, to control, to dominate. And because he did not have the right attitude about himself, he allowed another thing to make him feel inferior like so many people do today. Adam's supposed to know that he was the apple in God's eye. He's supposed to know he was the head nigga in charge. But he let the devil come and say, God don't want you to eat this fruit. Why? Because God knows that the day that you eat this, that you're going to become like him. Guess what, boo-boo? I was already like God because I was created in the image and the likeness of God, so that made me to be just like God. So how can eating this fruit make me become who I already am? And see, my brothers and sisters, that's why it's so important that you understand who you are. Don't let nobody talk, but you full of yourself. That's all right. Who you expect me to be full of? You. That's all right. We call it arrogance. But in the leadership world, you know what is known as? Confidence. People who ain't in it, who ain't never do nothing in life, they're the ones who can call you arrogant. But the people who know what they have to go through to get to where they are, understand that it's confidence. See, you don't know the cost of my alabaster box. Yes, I've been trying to be like what everybody wants me to be. But the reality is, but who can like you anyway. We got to stop living our life trying to impress people, trying to get people to like you. Even when I put something on Facebook, you ain't even got to like it. I wish they had the opportunity where you could have liked it 1,000 times. Guess what? I would have liked my own stuff. I ain't looking for nobody to validate me. That's not what leaders do. Leaders do what they were created and designed to do. Who don't like it need to take it up with the Creator. So I stopped trying to be who everybody wants me to be. And I decided I won't be who God created and designed me to be. Adam got fired because he didn't run the garden the way he's supposed to. Even though the elephant is bigger and stronger, he yields to the attitude that the lion possesses. When the lion sees the elephant, he is not moved with fear because in his mind he views the elephant as food. Because the lion's attitude is that he has to eat to survive, he's not interested in what the elephant thinks. He's interested in survival. This, my brothers and sisters, is not contemplated on the size the elephant is or the strength that the elephant has. He's committed to survival. And this, my brothers and sisters, is what shapes the way he thinks, the way he acts, and the way he feels. The elephant, on the other hand, has an attitude of conformity. It conforms. In other words, he do what all the other elephants do. What he saw all the elephants doing for me was a little baby elephant. In other words, his environment taught him that he's inferior to the lion and that he was only a meal if he allowed the lion to catch him. This is the way he thought. Because of how he thought, he started to feel. And because he started to feel that way, he started to act that way. So when he see the elephant, what he do? Run. Now, he bigger than the elephant, you know. One of them foot, he put on the elephant and the elephant finished. But he's not seeing himself because his environment taught him to see himself as a little punk. So he breaks off running, just like all of the other animals. That's why, brothers and sisters, it's important when you get children that you teach them to be leaders. Stop teaching your children to be followers. Can I tell you something? Watch this. You ever think about why children, when they come on Planet Day, they cry for everything they want? When children are made, where are they made? Only God makes children. Only God can give life. So God created and designed them. He then placed them in the man, who then deposited them into the woman. So the manifestation of that child did not come from the man. It came from God. Because it came from God, it has the attitude that God has. That I in control. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So it comes in, if you don't give me what I want, why? Because that's the mindset. We team them. We tell them, be quiet. We even tell children should be seen. And where we get that from? Where we get that from? We get that from other people who ain't create leaders. But if you watch the leaders, the way they handle their children, when their children talk, they listen to them. They give them an ear. Shut up, you can't see I talking. Go overside. Wait till grown people finish talking. Come on, if you're guilty, put your hand up and say, ouch. We do that. I do it. But that's not the way that we're supposed to be rearing up leaders. Yes, children ought to be taught how to be respectful. But at the same time, don't tell them that children are supposed to be seen and not heard. Where we get that garbage from? So you know what they do? They don't talk to us no more. They don't even attempt to talk to us. They find somebody else to talk to. A lot of what we've been taught is wrong. Because we've been taught it from other people that didn't get it right. Our environments have a way of conforming us to the belief systems of this world. But the day We ought to understand that we are not of this world. This world didn't bring us forth. We're from heaven. We call ourselves black people all the time, eh? We label ourselves. We label and limit ourselves based upon the labels that we put on us. We tell ourselves, oh, I'm from Africa. I ain't from Africa. This is even why we call, watch this, Africa the what land? I can't hear y'all. Okay. A child, when it's brought forth by the mother, is it actually from the mother? So why we don't call Africa the fatherland? She's the mother. In other words, God deposited us into the mother the way the man deposited his sperm into the woman. And the woman brought forth the child. But the child did not come from Mother Africa. We came from God. That's the mentality that we're supposed to have. And stop conforming to our environments. Watch this. A Chinese will come into an environment. And the Chinese don't come looking for no job. Hear me, please. The Chinaman ain't looking for no job. The Chinaman looking for business. We looking for job. And that's what we teach our children. You better learn your lesson so you can get a good job. What about getting my lesson so I can own my own job? Because our attitude, the way we've been taught how to think, how to act, and how to feel. Most of us right now, our God is our job. Our job is every day. Child, if I lose my job, look here, that should be if I lose God. The Chinese look for a way to buy business. Us, we look at a way just to be happy. The Chinaman ain't going to go buy all these shoes and clothes like what we buy. They ain't buying nothing. I believe they have one going out clothes. That's for funeral, wedding, everything. But the Negroes, we got to find something to buy. When payday come, we got to find something to buy. Why? Because that's what the system taught us. The system taught us. But you got to have a fancy car. You got to have that bling. You got to have nice clothes. In other words, the system says we must love ourselves. If we love ourselves the way we say we love ourselves, how come we are not empowering ourselves? Let me show you something simple. Simple. And I'm getting ready to do this for Destiny. How much of y'all in here have children? Put your hand up. Let me show you some facts. You have children. Put it right up. I want to see. Okay. How much of y'all in here have life insurance? How much of y'all insurance value over $200,000? Watch this. Let me show you why this is so important. The people what notice, here's what they do. They make sure that they take out good life insurance on their lives. So that when they die, their children don't have no stress. So what they do is they keep their generation, their genealogy, moving in the right direction. Us, when we die, our children are going to go find or have cocoa to bury you. That's a lie out of the pit of hell. Why? Because that's what our environment taught us. You walk through or ride through the ghetto right now. The ghetto areas, the over the hill areas what we call. You'll find the best of cars. But hear me please. You'll find the best of cars park up in the front of their mommy house, their grandma house. They ain't own no property. They ain't own nothing, but they get the car. They got the bling. You got some girls. They get the best of the Remy. Their best friend is Remy, Tommy, and Gucci. But they don't own nothing. The Gucci bag ain't got $1 in it. The iPhone 10 He ain't got no minutes. But we believe that's what makes us. Why? Because we have not come to a place where we understand who we are. We're not thinking like the lion or the eagle. We're thinking like the sheep. We got to get out of that mentality. And we got to see ourselves the way God sees us. He says that, do not become weary in well-doing, because you shall reap a harvest if you don't give up. What he was saying is that don't become weary in the process. But rather than trying to develop this exterior, develop the interior. Change the way you think, which is going to change the way you act. And when you change the way you act, it's going to change the way you feel about yourself. And when it changes the way you feel yourself, he ain't no devil in hell can come and tell you who you are, because you can stand up and look in your face. That ain't me. That ain't me. They asked Jesus, where is he from? Jesus replied, I'm not from here. What he's saying, that I subscribe to a different attitude, because his environment taught him that he was the head and not the tail. His environment taught him that he was above and not beneath. That he was more than a conqueror. That he can do all things. That he's an overcomer. That greater is he that is on the inside of him than he that is in this world. The environments that we find ourselves in will shape our belief system. And our belief system will shape our attitudes. And our attitudes will shape our commitments. You believe that they slap those hands together? I pray, God, that you get the core of the message that I'm trying to get to you today. If we're going to accomplish what we want to accomplish individually and collectively, then we got to change our attitudes. We got to change the way we think. And the only thing that changes the way we think is information. I don't want to continue to come up here on a Sunday morning and give you things what you think that you want to hear. I need to give you things what you need, so you can go out there and be who God created you to be. Our goal is to raise up leaders. Leaders who's going to effect change. Too many subjects we have right now. We got too much subjects. When you look at those brothers, them in the jail. They in jail, but they still all that order. Come on. Come on, that's all you are? All you are is somebody else's pawn? God didn't place you on planet Earth just to be a pawn.